Hello students, how are you all? Hope you liked my previous video of chapter 6 of geography, major landforms of the earth. Before we start the chapter, do share this video with all your friends and subscribe my channel and hit the bell button so that you get all the notification. So in the previous video, we have read about the internal and external process, the forces acting from within the earth and the forces acting on the earth surfaces. After then, we have read about the origins of the mountain. First, how the fold mountains were formed, which they were formed by the collision between plates deep beneath the earth's surfaces. The example, Himalayas of India, the Rockies of North America, and the Andes of South America. While the Aravalli, the Alpacino, and the Ural are the old fold mountains. Now, today we will continue our next topic, that is about the block mountains. How the block mountains are formed. Before that, we should know about the faults. Faults in a plate are usually parallel to each other. They run up and down the plate in an area called a fault zone. There are two big types of fault: dip slips and strike slip. Fault blocks are very large blocks of rock, sometimes hundreds of kilometers in extent, created by tectonic and localized stress in the earth crust. Large areas of bedrock are broken up into blocks by fault. Fault block mountains often result from rifting, another indicating of tensional forces. These can be small from extensive rift valley system such as the East Africa Rift Zone, and Death Valley in California is a smaller example. As I have told you about the fault, block mountains are formed as a result of parallel faulting or cracking in the earth crust, pushing materials up and down near a fault line. With repeated movement of the earth's surface, these sections of the earth core do not form folds but break into separate blocks. The uplifted block form a host or a block mountains. The drop block or a low block is termed as a graben. Block mountains are formed throughout the world. Block mountains are usually found in Black Forest, Vosges and Vindhyas. The Rhine Valley and the Vosges Mountain in Europe are examples of such mountain system. Now, block mountains are characterized by massiveness, steep slopes, and comparatively smooth topography. They usually rise in folded zones that once had a mountain relief. Now, coming to volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are formed by volcanic eruption when molten lava, ash, dust, and gases come out from deep inside the earth on the surface through the cracks in the earth's crust and accumulate around the volcanic vent. Cone-shaped volcanic mountains are formed then. Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa, Mount Fusiyama in Japan, Mount Etna are volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains are commonly seen around the Pacific Ring of Fire. Now, what is Pacific Ring of Fire? The Ring of Fire dominates the Pacific Ocean. It's a string of at least 450 active and dormant volcanoes that form a semicircle or horseshoes around the Philippine Sea plates, the Pacific plates, Zuadi Fuca and the Coco plates, and the Nazca plate there is a lot of seismic activities in the area. About 90% of all the earthquakes strikes within the ring of fire. Volcanic mountain can be characterized as eruption, explosion, expansion, emulsification, and craters. Eruption. When a volcanic mountain becomes active, it erupts and injects lava and ashes. Explosion. When a volcanic mountain explodes, it pushes out the rocks, molten magmas, red hot lava, and thick smoke into the atmosphere that release extreme heat. Expansion. When the molten magma of a volcanic mountain expands, the rushing lava cool and solidify on the surface of the mountain. This characteristic is common in Hawaii. Then emulsification, when the injecting molten lava combined with chemical gases, they form aquafluid with a high percent of oil. This emulsification is a later filtrate and the oil is extracted. And at last, craters. Volcanic activities often form craters. A crater is a bowl-shaped depression formed by a volcanic eruption or impact of a meteoroids. Some of these craters are deep and have a steep sides. Others are wide and shallow. Now, when we talk about the mountains, we should know importance of mountains also. Mountains form a natural boundaries between a countries. For example, the Himalayas are the natural boundaries between India and China. Then, river originated from mountains. We draw water from the river for irrigation, electricity and generation and navigation. Then renewable energy from mountains promotes economic development, especially in rural areas. Dense vegetation and woodland are found in the mountains. Forest gives us timber. Dense vegetation provides a habitat for animals. Pasture lands are found in the mountains where sheep and cattle graze. Mountains serve as an ideal center for tourism and mountain sports like trekking, climbing, singing, paragliding, and water rafting. Mountain influence regional as well as the global weather condition and climate. So, here we have completed our topic about mountains. For the further topic, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for the further videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.